I'm Stuart Thomson, editor of decodeTV. I'm here with Jan Frelek, who's Chief Commercial Officer at Backscreen, and Monika Skeltė, who's Head of Digital at the Lithuanian broadcaster LNK. Um, First of all, Jan, maybe you can kick off. Can you tell us a little bit about the elements that went into the launch of LNK's streaming multi-screen streaming service, LNK Go, earlier this year, and outline some of the principal features of that service from your point of view?
Sure. Of course, it is a multi-screen OTT service, so covering major big TV screens like Samsung, LG, Android TV, mobile and web. But more importantly, this deployment was very much about perfect advertisement-based monetization, where we implemented both client-side ad insertion for VOD content and server-side ad insertion for live content, but also display placements. Monika, maybe you can take from me being closer to this.
So yes, as us as a VOD platform, which is based on advertisement as a platform who is free for all users, but has the video ads inside. So we were having this let's say challenge, not like a typical OTT platform, but a platform which has to integrate the advertisement into the content. So yes, what we achieved successfully was that, and our main goal actually was to implement the server-side ad insertion into our live stream channels, so that whenever we are streaming our live channels, we can replace the normal linear TV ads with the digital ads from the ad server digitally. So that was one of our main goals and focus that we were trying to achieve, and achieve that successfully, and that is successfully working. We can now see that in action, how that actually replaces everything. And also then there is a client-side ads, because when a person watches something from the VOD perspective as an archive video, so we put some ad blocks in between that. So that is also, from our perspective, working nice and smooth, which we also achieved.
Great. Yeah, so this was the objective. And how has the service been received to date from your point of view? And also, can you tell us a little bit about how it's working commercially?
Well, us as LNK, as a largest commercial television across the country, one of the largest, we chosen this path currently to expand and to strengthen our brand, let's say, not only to be in the TV market, but also to go beyond that and have the digital platforms, the TVs, and one of the goals also was to have the applications on TVs, mobile apps one, and then the web platforms. So for us was like how we're going to achieve how we're going to find the people, how we're going to attract them to watch in a different way, because they were used to having us as an archive web platform. If they haven't watched something on TV, they can catch up online. But now we were trying to move to a different way to let them watch, even advertising that in the way that you can watch either linear TV, or you can download the app and you can watch whatever you want and whenever you like, and it's free of charge, no subscription, no anything. And you can do that. So we also introduced some other content strategies, like some content watching in a preview earlier than the linear TV shows. So in that case, we noticed, as we normally are operating, let's say from the beginning of this year with all of the platforms that we have, we noticed that it's like month by month, they are slowly getting to the platforms in the right path. Like someone is choosing still to be on the web and watch everything on the web browser. Some of them are choosing to do it on the mobile applications. Majority of them is in the Android ecosystem in our area. So majority of them choose either Android mobile application or Android TV. Then there's the Apple users. But answering the question, how we notice that from the commercial, we notice that they are getting into the right, let's say, folders month by month. So if in numbers, let's say, we never had like a as we are free, we don't do any subscriptions for something to pay, but we do registrations, for example, to watch some content in advance. So we never had this, and we noticed that during those that first quarter, we have like 40,000 registered users who chose to do that and to do the application. Because in our case, as we are a broadcaster applications, broadcasting only our own channels, nothing is extra. So we believe that commercially, we are getting closer to the people by offering them something that they have habits already of Netflix and other OTT platforms, but offering that us as an LNK brand, so they can watch it in the way that they are used now to watch. So commercially, we noticed that they are progressively growing the number of the people who choose to watch in the way that we just presented, because I believe there was something new for the audience, that we created something like just for our channels. Yep. But currently majority is still selecting the web browser experience, which they were used to like for 15 years or something.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it sounds like with the registrations, that's a clear marker of success. And I guess you mentioned there, I mean, although most people are using the web browser, mobile is an important part of it. And the next stage that you're developing, that you're introducing now, is something that's really a topic that people are talking about a lot at the moment, which is vertical video. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about the goals from your perspective behind that move into introducing vertical video as part of the experience?
Well, from our side, the format of the vertical video, we use that a lot currently in the social media. So all of the our own, like I don't know, longer shows like discussions, interviews, and entertainment programs, we cut them into short clips and we post there online. Of course, we don't want to take the audiences away from the Instagram and TikTok and what they're doing there, because it's the part of all the ecosystem. So, but we know that the audiences are currently comfortable with the way that they are scrolling and swiping and discovering everything in this swipe to the top format. So we want to adapt our content to those habits they already have, so that whenever they are visiting us as a broadcaster applications, it's an extra value for them, because they can still be in the way that they are used to and get all of the content we have in the way that they want to swipe and just watch the short clips. Of course, they can still go to the longer form and watch all of the interviews if it's very important for them, but they can have the same effect and get everything what is now new and most popular in the short format. Also, we already tested one thing now with one of the shows, that we already are filming some of the content in the vertical format. So there was like a sports show about the sports events where there is a moderator who talks about things, but it's already filmed in the vertical format, so that we can place it on the platform, they can watch it there, and then we can, for example, have even shorter versions on the social media, so that we can bring them back there, but they're still in the same experience. And for us also, there's a strong commercial perspective behind this verticals, as the same as AVOD platform. We work on that part with the commercials and advertisement supported content. We believe also that the vertical videos, when they are in this environment and scrolling the verticals, seeing an advertisement in that environment also is a benefit for us as a platform to offer this for clients who wants to put the ad in this way of the advertisement, which is now even more interesting for the market.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Backscreen's been sort of a pioneer and a strong advocate of this kind of experience. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about how that aligns with your view elsewhere, and also what you do to implement this kind of functionality?
Sure. I think alignment here is a very nice word, and I remember one of the meetings with Monika where we were like explaining our concept for vertical video, and Monika said, yes, give it to me, because I have advertisers working for this form of distribution. So this alignment of the market need meaning like the advertisement side, the content publisher side, with the platform side, which comes from our side, is a very good here. And it's also, I think, Telit shared with the open public that choosing Backscreen platform, Backscreen was chosen because of the vertical video that we support. For us, vertical video is important, very important, because we have observed that there is no single pattern that people consume content, and next to live TV and VOD pattern, there is also swiping pattern on TikTok or Instagram style, and it's tremendous, and it cannot be perceived as a kind of peculiarity or season fashion. It's just the way that people learned to consume content. Like, I don't know, 300 years ago, people were watching operas. Now we are listening to 3-minute songs. Maybe there's some kind of parallel between these different types of content packaging and entertainment packaging. Vertical video is there, short form content is there, and we just need to respect the situation, and provide solutions to meet this demand. Also most importantly, enabling broadcasters, enabling service providers to win for the eyeballs in this attention economy game, give them the tools to win the game against the global players like TikTok and Instagram. Content is still the king, but the platform is the queen. So the queen needs to provide a proper tool for the content king to really win the society, win them back, because they are already there. They are already educated how to use this form of content. They feel comfortable. Now we just need to make this switch from the global platforms to the local platforms, where they can find content which is just as relevant, or even maybe more relevant, because still local content, especially in Europe, thrives. And combine this local relevancy with own platform, I think strategically can make the switch from the global players into local regional players. Not about 100% of the attention, of course, but I think it's good if you can win back, 30, 50%, because then money follows attention. So we in Backscreen provide solutions for this. It combines both proper user interface, which in a nutshell behaves like one of these global platforms like Instagram or TikTok. So it presents vertical content, it's swipeable, you can play with speed, you can like, dislike, things like this. Then there is a feature of linking short-form content to long-form content just to improve engagement and also enable additional monetization. Plus, there is the whole set of tools on the backend side where you can properly publish the content, manage the order, edit metadata, manage the link between short and long-form content. And of course, video processing itself. So there is a proper content preparation so that it can play back properly on the front-end side. So all this toolkit is part of the Backscreen platform, which supports vertical videos for broadcasters, service providers.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned social media as part of your answer there, and I guess a lot of your communication or part of it has been around the importance of this, the cross-generational aspect, the cross-generational appeal of a TV service. Can you just expand a little bit on that? I mean, just in terms of how successful this is in bringing younger audiences back into the kind of TV experience.
I think the project that now we are doing with LNK is one of the first projects of this kind and of this size and of this impact. And it's still a game to be played. Like, there is no doubt that the young generation sits on Instagram and TikTok. And now the question is how well we'll be able to convert them back to operator's garden. So I would say, to be very honest, the next year or 2 years will be a great learning curve for the whole industry, how to make this switch. It's not the first time industry plays this game, because it already was played 10, 15 years ago, where for the horizontal and long-form content, there was a switch made from YouTube to operators' gardens. And now we are talking about pretty much parallel situation, just for a different generation and different form of content. But I think there are still lots of questions to be answered, and to find a proper proper reconciliation, what content, how to treat Instagram, TikTok, what content put there, what content to put in the operator's garden, in order to make it work, in order to really deliver on this promise to convert young generation into operators' realm and the money which follows. I think there's no other way, because you can just do nothing and wait until this generation will grow even further and even more firm embrace the habit of taking content from the global platform. Or you may play the game while still you can, because still local regional providers, especially in Europe, but also in any other regions with their local cultures, regional cultures, country cultures, which is different from global American culture. There is still time to play this game. It's not too late. It's high time. So let's play it as well as we can.
Yep, absolutely. Monika, does that resonate with what you understand about your own audience and their shifting habits?
I wanted to add also to Jan that for us, for example, as for television, vertical video content, it's not like a replacement to a television, right? It's a more like an additional layer for the content discovery and what Jan just explained, for the audience engagement, for the monetization, of course. And we believe that the vertical video is not just a trend that will suddenly just disappear. We see that as an evolution of video consumption. That's why I was mentioning that in the beginning, where we need to adopt our content. And of course, the content for a TV itself, it's created in a different manner, how it's supposed to look in the big screen and what patterns it needs to follow. In the vertical, in the short form area in the phone, it needs to follow different things and it needs to be in a different way. But we can multi-purpose the content we create for a TV to there, so that we can then show something to the audience that still is there and they will be there, but the audiences are still shifting. For example, in our case, like we noticed the people who are watching our content, even the people on social media and people on the platforms, it's still more like a 35, 45 years group. So it's not like just very young ones are watching those short clips. Of course, we need to increase that number of the more youngers. That's why we believe this will help to do that. But yeah, it's not something like just a replacement. It's more like an extra value, we believe, that needs to be done. As Jan said, we need to play this game right now.
Right, yeah, it's important to know that habits are changing among older people as well as younger people. So.
Yes. Like, there's even more older people we notice who use TikTok, and then they talk about the jokes and things that I have seen on the TikTok. Then we expect that there is just young ones doing that.
Okay. Right.
We all want to stay young as long as possible, no?
Absolutely. Okay. Finally, maybe Monika to start, and then Jan can round off. How do you further plan to develop vertical video for LNK Go and I guess Jan generally?
For Backscreen, yes. Monika?
Monika, do you want to start? Yeah.
From our side, it's mainly content strategy, I think. Yeah. The technical part, I believe it's for the Backscreen, but from our side, as I mentioned, we just started to test this way of us. For us as a LNK, the TV and the LNK Go as a digital platform, we usually create also original content, which is created only for the digital audience. But it's usually created in the same way. It's the same format. What we believe we also will be developing here, that we can create talk shows or a short format clips already in the vertical format, and also sell them for the customers, for the clients, for the agencies to integrate in those short form clips, and the users are only watching, let's say, this short form clip, or either this longer form clip, but it's cut it into small pieces so that they have to scroll and find the part 2, the part 3, and watch it all the time and be in the loop of this swiping up. So how we are thinking to develop also, I mean, we're already doing this, so we're going to just do that in our own platform and put all of the verticals that we are already creating from everything what we have from the TV. And also we're going to develop our originals in the vertical format, creating the shows or some kind of a humoristic talk shows in the vertical format for that.
Great, very interesting. And Jan, last word to you on this.
Right. Of course, content is the king. So we are also looking into how to improve on the platform side content capabilities. I don't want to go into details too much, but in general, we understand that vertical content is a little bit like FMCG type of thing. So fast moving, rotating, small thing, snappy. So in order to make it all fly, you need to produce certain mass, certain load, and then you need tools for that, or you need environment for that. So like one area of our product development is into enabling more vertical content in a nutshell. Then the other area is about monetization. Advertisement is just the first step, but I think today is June 1, and on June 1, TikTok opens something called TikTok Shop or something like this in a number of European countries, I think in 4 or 5. So monetization, retail monetization is like another direction we are very much looking into as a future development, because we believe that this combination of content and interactive screen, personalized screen, where it is easy to make transaction triggered by the content, is a kind of evolution path that will happen. And it is already happening on the global platforms, and we need to respectfully observe them, also learn from their experiences, and port them to operators' environment, which also adds to how important it is to win the attention economy, because it's not only about advertisement money, but also retail money that will follow, because they are already starting to follow in the global scenarios. Now we need to transpose them into regional scenarios. TikTok commission 9% from the retail turnover. So this is like the name of the game. We are trying to also present to content owners that it's also at the stake. These are two major development directions. Of course, like another direction on the strict product functionality side is the like personalization area, where we need to strike the proper balance between please consumer and deliver on the interest of service provider. Also in covering the advertisement scenario or product placement scenario, things like this. So, but I would say this is kind of a more tactical thing. More strategic is this enabling more content, vertical content on the platform, and the second direction, enabling not only advertisement monetization, but retail-driven monetization.
Yep, I think that's obviously a topic we're going to be hearing a lot more about in the months to come. So very interesting. Thanks very much. So wrapping up there, thanks very much, Jan, and thanks, Monika.